Hello, Tinkerers and Travelers. My name is TV Sky, and welcome back to the boss designs of Elden Ring, where I've decided that I wanna go back and clean up a little bit, because, like, we can see, if we take a look at the map, we can trace, like, a very clear path of what exactly I've been doing across the map, and it's been very much running in, like, a straight line, just following after wherever the hell the graces happened to point. But, you know, perhaps at this point it's a good idea to go back and take stock a little bit, to head back to places past and see what stuff we might have missed. For example, there's the Forlorn Hound Everjail down here, where we might go and kill the Forlorn Hound who lives there, because he was a dick to us last time we saw him. So let's see. Yeah. So we'll do that, but also run around here and explore a little bit more, because, like, I was looking at this guy, and I realized I'd completely misread their design. Because, take a look at this.
Those who live in death should be left well alone.
Look at this armor.
More should you spy a mariner among their number.
His armor is basically two armors that are completely fused together, like a golden or brass armor, and that dramatic mask, and then another one that, like, pokes out of him, where, like, he's constantly holding one arm. Either his arm is down there, like, clutching around the chest of the other one, or he's got, like, his arm in there constantly holding on, like, holding a hand over the eyes of the thing. Like, and I'm given to wonder if this is, like, is this just ornamentation, or is there, like, literally another person in there with him? Like, is he literally two people? Because that would be very, very cool. But that's a really cool armor design. Like, that's a cool little... Like, he clipped into himself, basically. Like, he turned on no clip and then turned it off at the worst possible moment, which I think is quite lovely. And speaking of which, I've noticed something else here as well. So Afia, the grave companion, right? There's something interesting about her room, a little bit anyway. Because, like, you walk in, right? You walk in through the doors, and it's like, oh, it's a very nice room. It's like, we've got little, like, things displayed on the table, and we've got paintings and things like that. And we got this little screen over here. And so, like, you walk across the room, and you're sort of like, oh, okay, it's like... But then behind the screen, interestingly, we have this absolute pandemonium of books. But it's hidden from view, as though it's something that she's kind of hiding away a little bit. And that pandemonium of books, like, it sort of leaves a trail across the floor, all the way over to her by her bed, where she has an absolute smorgasbord. Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to do that. Where she just has an absolute pile of books, like, on her bedside table, on the bed itself, which sort of gives you a little bit of a clue into, like, how she lives her life and how she lives her days. But what I found really interesting was that little move of, like, oh, this is nice and orderly, and it's all various, like, and then hiding away the mess behind the folding screen. I thought that was just, like, just interesting little idea that, like, she maybe is a little bit embarrassed about the mess, which I quite enjoy. Anyway, give me a hug, would you?
I am pleased to see you again. Would you like me to hold you once more? The blessing is still aflame in your breast, dear. Would you like to be held? Regardless?
It's hard to say no to that, isn't it?
Come closer.
Speaking of which, I should really use that blessing she gave me. And I love that the animation on this...
So very warm.
The animation on this is so slow. Like, it's very, very slow and deliberate. Like, you sort of very, very gently put your head up against her chest. She very gently wraps her arms around you. There's a lot of, like, not necessarily intimacy, but there is a lot of sort of gentility in that animation set, which I quite enjoy.
Well, where have you been hiding? I took you for dead. No matter, it's all the same. Lay out your...
About Roderica.
I spoke with the girl. She has a gift for spirit tuning. So I told her everything I know. I'm indebted to a spirit tuner I met long ago. It was all I could do to honor her. I'm sorry I doubted you.
That's alright.
Good to see you again. Thank you very much. I have you to thank, don't I? For persuading Master Hugh. I can happily announce that he has taught me the noble toil of spirit tuning. I'm as yet unsure of what I might be able to accomplish. But if I might be able to help you all, I'd certainly like to try. And if there's any chance to ease the suffering of my dear men who were grafted, well, I certainly must try. Roderica, the Spirit Tune Apprentice. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
I like them, they're cute. Okay, so you can... You can upgrade your spirits. Although I need grave glove warts for that. Which... Which also seem to come in different grades. Still, I will definitely take some upgrade. Like, being able to upgrade the spirits? That sounds pretty cool. I want to change my weapon. Like, I've been running around with the Lord Sorn's heavy great sword for a while, and it's fine, but like, it's not, you know, I don't want to confuse anyone. Like, I don't want anyone to be sort of feel insecure or whatever. But size matters a little bit. Like, not a lot. Not a lot. It's not a lot, but it matters a little bit. And like, it's like a sort of great sword, I guess. It's like, it's larger than average, I suppose, but it's not really quite as great as perhaps I'd want. And so I've been thinking about either swapping over to the brick hammer, just because that's fun. Big brick hammer, swing that in people's faces and hit them with it. But mostly I want, and this is something because I've seen spirits running around with them. Yeah, I want this sword. I want this one right here. This one. I want that sword. It's also here behind him. He's got it right. He doesn't want to sell them to me. I can't buy them from him, which is fucking annoying, dickhead. But I want that one. I want this one. I want it. I want a real big sword, and I want to swing it around. I want to hit people in the face with it. Is what I want. That's what I want out of life. So I need to find that somewhere. And in the meantime, I'll make do with the sword I have. By the way, notice something funny about the animations. Is like, you pull the sword out of your waist and then you stash it on your back, so it kind of looks like you're just pulling out infinite swords. Same thing, the shield, it kind of looks like you're just kind of spinning it around yourself. Whee! Oh, one thing I noticed also, something I really should have, like, it's fairly obvious, it's not that hard to notice, but all the weapons that have been thrust into the table here, they've got little branches growing out of them. Like they've all been turned into wood, basically, like the wooden weapons almost. Got little branches growing out of them as though nature itself has started to overgrow and overtake them again. Which is a thing that comes up again and again and again and again in this game. We saw it with the soldiers in the Storm Keep, where we fought Margit and Godric. And that seems to be a thing, like the whole thing about like overgrowth and nature reclaiming things and sending roots and like vines and thorns into people. Also, there's this side area in the little dueling pit. I haven't explored it yet. I just realized it was there because it was running around the hold before I started recording. That seems to be like a big part of the thematic of the game. Like, it's all about that. It's all about the big tree. Oops. Ooh, item. Oh, corpse. Time for pickle, then offer love. Oh, no. No! No. Absolutely not. Jesus Christ. Goddamn Souls community, honestly. Cypher Peta? It's a fist weapon? Eh? One of the weapons originating from the two fingers, a formless sequence of ciphers comprise its blade, and as such, no shield can repel it, deals holy damage. Oh, cool! The furtive inscription appears to hang in the air, the language of the light spoken by the two fingers. 30 faith to use that weapon. Okay. Yeah, no, don't think I'm gonna invest in that then. Sounds cool. Can I even equip it, like, without the necessary stats? Okay, it's like a wrist blade. Okay, that is genuinely pretty cool. Right, I talked to this guy previously.
Well then.
He says he wants to go and join Gold Mask, who's another one of the major Tarnished. Who's apparently setting up a site of worship, doing some stuff. So he might leave soon, which is kind of annoying because I gave him, like, that book to give him extra incantations.
May the golden
Not that I need him or
shine
anything, but, you know, still. Anything new here? Doesn't look like it. And no big giant great swords either. Ooh, I should check. How many of those do I have? I have 2. Okay, because there's a place I know where I can use at least one of them. Which is all the way back at the very, 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 very beginning. There. We can open this thing up and see what's there. Well, that looks like poison. Yup. Okay. Guess I'm gonna get poisoned. Okay, safe. Cool. That's a little... Ah! Whoa! Oh, okay. Oh, I see. Oh, Lord. Okay, right. Let's just... Okay. So you stop like the... Can I kill you? Like, am I supposed to attack you, or... Yeah, there he comes. Okay, can't target it. Okay. Please be an alcove. Yes, good. Yep. Run, 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 run. Whoa. Jeez. Ghosts. Okay. Why don't you drive your way back up, big guy? See ya never. Oh, why are you alive? Oh! No? I thought it was gonna drive after me. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, okay. You were just f***ing with me. Oh, please. Oh my. Oh, no! What the fuck? What the dick, guy? Oh, he doesn't drive all the way back up. He doesn't drive all the way back up. Are you kicking me? Oh, fuck off with that. Was he like trying to kick me out into the thing? Okay. Just gonna wait for the next one. Oh, wait. Couldn't I? Oh, I think I could. Okay, okay, okay. I know what I'm gonna do. I know what I'm gonna do. I know what I'm gonna do. Which is to grab fall damage immunity. And wait for him to drive up. And then I'll jump down and I'll just run. And then f*** you. Where the hell are my runes? Are they get stuck further up? Oh no. Oh no, this is longer than I thought. Oh, okay. Well, can't stop now. Hey, Chariot, if you want to come along now, that would be good, actually. I got stuck in the... Where were you? Oh, there you are. Now you decide to show up. When you're giving no help to anyone. Okay, wait for him to drive back up, and then we just go. We just go. No stopping. No looking to the sides. Like, probably miss some items, but that's fine. We just go. Okay, that teleportation is kind of annoying. Yeah. Jesus, okay. So are you ever gonna show, dude? Hello? He's just not gonna show, is he? I went through all this trouble. But we have a stake of Marika here at least, so that's nice. And see... Oh, hello. Ulcerated. Indeed. Jesus. Okay. Whoa. Okay. Right. Oh, okay. Alright, he can just kind of lay down on top of you. Okay, he can do it again. Ulcerated is right. Oh, Jesus. Jesus, okay. Oh, him a problematic boy. Damn it. Didn't get out of the way in time. Okay. Oh, he doesn't seem good. Coffin. Try fire. Oh, wait, actually, we can do that. We can actually try fire. Because we have, well, we have a fire pot, but we only have one of them. But we do have some fire grease. I'm not going to use it yet. I have a feeling I'm going to take a few deaths against this guy. Yeah. Ah! Fuck me sideways. He got me again. And I'm dead. Yeah, there we go. Oh. Oh. Okay. I have no healing. Ow. Just me. Oh, well, it begins well. I'm dead. Yeah. Oh, f*** off. Okay. No, didn't mean to do that. Oh, piss off. That's the other thing about him, is that he does not have consistent range. Like, his range is anything. Like, it's not just... You can't, like, tell from the length of his limbs, even, how much range you have on him. Because, like, his range can just change whenever he wants it to. Oh, would you get to do the critical when I get it? Okay, that was his explosion thing. One of my friends was complaining about a boss called the Ulcerated Tree Spirit, and I understand why now. Oh, Jesus. Okay, bad idea. Bad choice. Oh, please give it to me. Please give it to me this time. Let me have it. Thank you. Okay. Let us not greed. And instead just calmly play it out. There we go. Whew. Ooh, I got new ashes. Banished Knight Oleg. Ooh. Whew. Oi. That could have gone poorly. It almost did. Ah, got him. Okay. Behold chaos. Yeah, you're not f***ing wrong. Jesus. First off, well done. All the more, don't give up. So what was he guarding exactly? Just the ashes? Was it just like the battle? Oh, no. No, there's something else here. Oh, hello. That looks like, bodies. That looks like corpses. That looks like corpses all being congealed into the roots of a great big tree. It's the circle of life. And what's interesting is, this grave, like if you look at it, this grave wasn't built around these tree... Oh, that's all over the place. It wasn't built around these tree roots. These tree roots came later and invaded. And I'm wondering if maybe they were looking for corpses, if they were looking for bodies to absorb. That does give us a clue or two about the world of Elden Ring and the nature of the Erd trees, because I have to imagine these are the roots of an Erd tree. Interesting. Okay, well, we got some ashes. Let's have a look at those. Ashen remains. Used to summon the spirit of Oleg, the Banished Knight, one of the two knights known as the Wings of the Storm. After his banishment, he attracted the notice of the grace-given Lord, and having slain 100 traitors as the Lord's hands, Oleg earned the hero's honor of Erd Tree Burial. Okay, so it is... So it's not that... Okay, so Erd Tree Burial is a thing. They're buried in the Erd Tree. Okay. Well, that was cool. Ulcerated Tree Spirit, huh? Ulcerated was right. That thing was bleedy. And kind of goopy. And I don't know if Future Sky wants to make a whole episode out of that, but... Okay, well, if he wants to, I'll throw over to him now. Otherwise, I'll just run around, keep exploring some stuff. Well, thanks for making space for me, Pastskine, because yes, indeed, I do want to chat a bit about this hyperactive, fleshy wood snake. Spoilers from the future, this is not a unique or location-specific boss, and you will run into it again, but this particular location for it is a good framework for talking about it. As a design, the Ulcerated tree spirit exists somewhere between a serpent and a centipede, having a long, flexible body slithering around the room and lashing out with its tail and mouth. On top of that, then, are the limbs, the many, many limbs, which, as we've discussed already, is a major thematic feature of Elden Ring. The limbs of people, the limbs of trees, the limbs of animals, branches and twigs, hands and arms. Here, they mostly come across like dry and hoary branches, gray, desiccated, and dead, sitting on the creature like a strange imitation of fur or hair. But where the creature is ulcerated, the limbs look... well, they look a little bit different. Here, wet and glistening, soaking in raw and angry red blood, they look almost like human hands. It looks like if you were to peel back the bark that covers the outside of this spirit and look inside, what you'll find is not cellulose, sap, and fiber, but flesh and blood. Human flesh and blood. Especially when the creature opens its mouth, you can see that the ulcers here are not just abrasions on its surface, they are the insides of this creature, and they are swelling out of its skin. Which, if this is a spirit of an Erd tree, which seems reasonable to assume given that we find it at the roots of an Erd tree and it drops a golden Erd tree seed when killed, then does this creature's nature reveal something about the nature of the tree as well? In seeing what this spirit is made of, do we see what the tree is spiritually made of? We spoke in the Godric episode about grafting, about how Godric was derided for using it to strengthen himself. Grafting is a horticultural practice, and so one of the things I wondered is if maybe the reason grafting is seen as kind of taboo in the Lands Between is in part because by grafting you are treating yourself like a tree, imitating the holy Erd tree, blaspheming by encroaching upon its nature. I see some visual similarities between Godric with his rows of grey-skinned limbs growing out of his back like branches, and the ulcerated tree spirit with its row of grey-barked limbs crawling all across its back. And I can't help but think. We fight this spirit in a room full of corpses that are being congealed and absorbed into the roots of an Erd tree. In this room, the Erd tree is literally taking the bodies of others and integrating them into itself, which, when you think about it, how is that any different from grafting? As we learn from the spirit ash that we pick up, being buried in this way is called Erd Tree Burial, and it's considered a heroic honor for the vassals of the Golden Order. People are born into grace, and then, when they die, they pass back into the roots of the Erd trees that protect them. It is symbiosis, it's mutualism, organisms working in harmony with one another toward a common benefit. It is the circle of life. And it sounds quite good when you put it like that. It sounds natural, holy, even, as though this is the proper order of the world that all organisms should aspire to. But it isn't. This is the Golden Order, quite specifically. It is the religion of the greater will, and it is about as natural a part of the world as a castle overlooking a conquered country. Imagine that you are a resident of the Lands Between with your own culture, your own burial practices, and your own ways of honoring the dead and mourning their memory. Imagine that you practice sky burial, and that you unify the departed with nature by letting them become carrion for animals. Imagine if you cremate to prevent the souls of the dead from being trapped inside their mortal vessels. What if you practice mummification? What if, to you, the proper disposal of a corpse is the only way that your loved ones can safely enter the hereafter? What would it mean to you to see a god tree rising over the horizon, voraciously gorging itself on the corpses that you have buried in the earth? What would it mean to you to be ordered to surrender your beloved dead to its roots? We know what happens to those who refuse the Golden Order. It declares war on them until they are either wiped out or, like Renala and the Carians, put up enough resistance that the Golden Order has to integrate them instead. In exchange for peace, they become a part of the Golden Order. They are, metaphorically speaking, grafted onto the Holy Erd Tree to become a new limb and extend its reach. The Golden Order does this, as Rogier will tell us, quite a lot, actually. All over the lands between, we will find evidence of former enemies and old heresies that have smoothly become new allies and present orthodoxy, or else been wiped out. The Order consumes that which it cannot kill, and kills that which it cannot consume, which, by the way, just as a side note, one thing that's been haunting my memory a little bit is that in Stormwind Castle we found Godric's stash of limbs for grafting in the kitchen and the dining hall, and the mutilated bodies of his victims were discarded outside in a midden, like food scraps. There's a lot of themes of eating and consuming and cannibalizing going on in Elden Ring, not the least of which is grafting. I think the game is very intentionally drawing the parallel that eating someone and grafting them are basically two sides of the same coin, and I think that that metaphor extends to every part of the game. Pay attention in this playthrough to instances of cannibalism and people repurposing the bodies of others. But I've wandered off the point a little bit. Let's get back to the tree spirit. Out of curiosity, I googled tree ulcers just to find out if trees can actually get those. And it turns out they can. Well, sort of. On trees, they are called canker sores, and just like canker sores in humans, they are caused when bacteria or fungal spores find their way into the skin or the bark of a tree, infecting it, killing tissue, and causing necrosis. So, the ulcerated tree spirit is diseased by something. It is infected by something. Now, if we read the ulcerated tree spirit as a spirit of the Erd Tree, a servant of the Golden Order, as I've done so far, then we might say that it is the shattering of the Elden Ring that has done this. The Erd trees are weak, and the tree spirits are a visual representation of their advancing decay. And that all ties in very nicely with the constant falling of golden leaves from the Erd tree and the general autumnal vibe of the game. But what if that's the wrong way around? What if there's another way to read this? Remember how I said that this creature kind of looks like a snake or a centipede? Remember how we find it lurking among the roots of a great world-supporting tree? In Norse and Germanic mythology, which is connected very intimately with Elden Ring's inspirations, there's a serpent called Nidhogg, which chews on the roots of Yggdrasil. It dwells in the underground, biting at the foundations of the world, and the similarities are kind of striking, especially considering, spoilers from the future again, that the next time I encounter one of these spirits, it is once again nested among the roots of a tree. In mythology, Nidhogg is hostile to the world tree. It is an adversary, a danger. It gnaws at the roots of Yggdrasil to threaten the stability of the realms. So, what if the ulcerated tree spirit was not poisoned by the breaking of the Elden Ring? What if it was poisoned by eating the Erd tree, by chewing on its roots? And if it was, what kind of terrible toxin could possibly cause this much pain and ulceration to something that is powerful enough to be a predator to Erd trees? I have my own theories, but they're gonna have to wait until a little later in the series when we know more. However you decide to read the tree spirit, whether as a manifested spirit of an Erd tree or as a predator of Erd trees, its design and its nature must necessarily say something about the Erd trees themselves. Either it says that these trees are what they eat, they are flesh and blood and human limbs, they are predators. Or it says that the foundations of the Golden Order are in decay, they are poisoned, and they're failing. Either way, when interpreted through the lens of the tree spirit, the Erd trees do not come out looking great. Of course, I'm working with limited information here. Better interpretations of the tree spirit might reveal themselves as we play, and if you can do it without spoiling, I fully encourage you to share your own interpretations in the comments. But given how central the Erd tree and tree limbs are to Elden Ring, and given the obvious mythological connection with Nidhogg, I feel it must mean something that this creature is so foul and diseased as it is. And that is a perhaps slightly too elaborate analysis of a boss that, objectively speaking, isn't very central to the narrative of Elden Ring. I hope it was interesting nonetheless. Anyway, if you've been following me for a while, you know that I recently started on medication for severe ADHD. Shocking, I know. And I'm still working my way through the process of getting used to that and adjusting to what my brain is like when it's not permanently vibrating with dopamine deficiency. It is helping me work better, which is nice, and hopefully it'll help me stay on the horse of editing this series. The next episode is, well, I'm looking at the raw footage now, and there is over 3.5 hours of it, so it's probably going to have to be split into smaller chunks somehow. And after that, I have another chunk of just 7 straight hours of footage, which I don't know how I'm going to turn into episodes. I might have to get a little bit creative with the edit. The point is, even though I am taking brain medicine that's helping, this is gonna take a second. Like, it'll take a bit to edit this, and I'm going to have to do other videos in the meantime. I bring this up because there's a comment that I get a lot, and it's a completely understandable one, and it goes something like, "I'm sad you abandoned Elden Ring," or "Is Elden Ring dead?" or "Why did you stop making Elden Ring?" And I very much appreciate the sentiment of those comments. People are saying that they want more of the cool thing that I make. I appreciate that, and I am grateful for it, but also it really kind of stings a bit. Like, there's not a week that goes by when I am not unhappy that I haven't been able to finish these episodes faster. It's on my mind all the time, and I cannot tell you how much it bites at me. In my lower moments, it's something that I feel a lot of guilt about. It's something that I self-recriminate over. You're supposed to be a professional YouTuber. You can't even finish a Let's Play? Like, you're a fucking fraud. That kind of thing. So I want to ask for a favor. It's not an order. I'm not demanding anything. It's just a favor to me. Please don't leave that specific kind of comment on my videos. I completely understand why and where they're coming from, but they just kind of sting a bit, you know? They remind me of something that I already have a bunch of guilt in the back of my head about, and it's like, it just feels like being beaten over the head with my own failures. It makes it harder to actually make the show because I keep getting more and more guilt built up, and I feel like I have to make the next episode, like, even better to compensate for the time that it took to make it, and that's just, it's a really quick path towards burnout. I've been down that road before, and I don't want to go back to it. Now again, this isn't an order or demand, it's just a favor, and in return for that favor, I'm going to promise you something right now. I will finish the boss designs of Elden Ring. It'll take a while, it might take another couple of years, and there are gonna be more big breaks between episodes because, you know, life happens and I do have brain problems. But it will be finished. We will get there. It will not be abandoned. If you see someone who leaves comments like that on my video, obviously don't get mad at them on my behalf. I really don't want anyone to start yelling at anyone. But if you want to help me out, you can let them know, like, hey, don't worry, he's promised that the series will be finished even if it takes a long time. And that would actually be quite helpful to me. Anyway, sorry for taking up your time with that. I will get back to my regularly scheduled shilling for the Patreon. If you enjoy the boss designs of Elden Ring, you can support my work on Patreon, which will give you early access to these episodes, along with a few other perks. A single $1 donation means literally the same as thousands of views on a video. It makes a much bigger difference than you think. So if you have a creator whose work you enjoy, please consider donating to them directly with whatever you can, whenever you can. If you're not in a position to be able to do that, though, please don't worry about it. It is enough that you have watched the video. I don't want any money that you need for yourself. If you've watched the video this far, leave a tree emoji down in the comments and I'll put a heart on it. Thank you very much for your time and attention. Please be kind to one another. Have solidarity with those who are worse off than yourselves. And may the tides of history wash gently over us all.